Good evening, beloveds. Whoa, the light is really weird. But that's okay. It is late. I have been at fair all day. I'm tired, but I'm still going to do this. Get it done. So it is October 30th, which means tomorrow is Halloween. Our title is "The Light of the World is the Light of My Life." And our quote is, "That was the true light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world." John 1:9. And apparently Rita is going to have comments, so feel free to listen. Darkness is always the symbol of ignorance, while light is the symbol of wisdom and truth. Darkness is always temporary, while truth is eternal. Our problems, which are our individual darkness, never long endure. At the most, a problem could only endure 90 to 100 years for any of us, but it need not last for even a day if we can turn to the light of truth and find our peace. With each of us, there is something that is saying, "I am the light of the world. If ye follow me, ye shall have eternal light." This paraphrase of one of Jesus's great statements is true for all who will try it. It assures us that if we make the effort to look for the good in any situation, we shall find it, and having found it, it will increase, and the evil therein will decrease. Right where we are, God is. In the midst of our problems is the mind and the idea that will solve the problem. We must know this and act upon this premise. I walk in the light of truth. There is no darkness on my pathway, for my God is with me, and my God indwells me. I am the light of my own world, and I let my light shine. I radiate divine love to all I meet this day. I speak the loving word to all I greet this day. I know that from a center within myself there flows out from me the light of healing. All my affairs are now illumined with infinite intelligence. I am wise with the wisdom of spirit. The light of God fills my consciousness, and I know everything that I need to know instantly. My pathway is radiant with good, and I am divinely guided in all my ways. My world is alive with God, and my body is filled with the light of life. All right. Rita, you're not making this easy, baby girl. So, look for the good and praise it is a phrase that we got from Emma Curtis Hopkins. And Emma was this big influence, this big voice, this great teacher, and she was this tiny little woman. And anytime I read Emma, I like to imagine her poking her finger in my chest, going, "This is the way it is." Emma practiced hardball metaphysics. And so she's the one who said, look for the good and praise it. And I like to say that because you look for the good and you praise it. You look for the good because when you find it, then you go, okay, well, there's some good here. Can I find some more? It's just, I almost want to say hope. When we find good, it gives us hope. And then it makes it easier to find more good. It also is another one of the situations where we walk into situations that are less than ideal. And what we want to do is find the good and then make the good bigger. Let's in situations that are difficult or whatever, then when we find the little bit of good in the situation, then we expand on it until it's all that's left. We don't want to focus on what's not working. We want to focus on what's working and expand that. So that's kind of where, that's logical and practical, and everybody can agree with that. Like, okay, so what's working here? We don't have to take the whole system apart. Let's just find out what's working and make that better. So that's what Ernest says. Why can't we do that with our spiritual, with our spiritual practice? It's like with our spiritual life. Okay, well, what in your life is working? Well, let's expand that. And then all of the things that aren't working will just kind of naturally fall away. You'll notice this with people. It's like when you get healthy, when you start making healthy habits and healthy choices, people that don't support you in that healthier you just kind of naturally fall away. You don't have to kick them out of the life. They will just kind of naturally remove themselves because you're no longer doing the stuff that they thought was fun. So and that's exactly the way it works. It's like you don't have to do this wholesale cleanup of your life. Just focus on the good, and the bad or not preferred or whatever way you want to phrase it will just kind of naturally drift away. So you don't have to work hard to move people out of your life. You don't. It's pretty cool. All right. So the title is "The Light of the World is the Light of My Life." And then, like I said, the quote was, there was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. And in here he says, the God that indwells me. It's like you come born with the light within. You come born with the Christ consciousness already installed. You come into this world whole. And no matter what happens to you, you will leave this world whole. All right? Because everything you need, you come in with. And everything you need, you will go out with. Regardless of what happens here in the material, vehicle that we temporarily inhabit. Okay, so that was John 1:9. All right, darkness is always the symbol of ignorance because you can't see anything. And light is the symbol of wisdom and truth because it makes unseen things seen. Darkness is always temporary, while truth is eternal. Our problems, which are our individual darkness, never long endure. And I don't know what to make of this next line. At the most, a problem could only endure 90 to 100 years for any of us. Meaning that Ernest doesn't believe that we take any problems that we have here with us. Not a one of them. So, if you have a problem that you had the entire time that you are here, Ernest is absolutely convinced you will not take it with you into the next one. Whatever the next one looks like, because none of us know. None of us know. But Ernest says you're not going to take it with you. You're going to leave that here. I'm tired, so I was watching my mouth. But it need not last even for a day. It need not last even for a day. If we can turn to the light of truth and find our peace. Within each of us, there is something that is saying, I am the light of the world. If ye will follow me, ye shall have eternal light. That is a quote. It assures us that if we make... Oh, wait. I skipped a line. This is the paraphrase of one of Jesus' greatest statements, is true to all who try it. We go within. We turn within to what I like to call the unfiltered God and what Jesse likes to call the place where nothing has ever been wrong. We go there. And that is the point of spiritual practice, to go there and fill up. We fill up so that we can bring it back with us into the messiness. And then when we carry that place that where nothing's ever been wrong, when we carry that energy back into the messiness just kind of straightens up a little bit. Just a little bit. And then we can build on that. It assures us that if we make the effort to look for the good in any situation, we shall find it. And having found it, it will increase, and the evil therein will decrease. This is what I'm talking about. If we look for the good and praise it if we look for the good and focus on it and focus on expanding it, then everything that is not good will naturally fall away. Right where we are, God is. In the midst of our problem is the mind and the idea that will solve the problem. That's why we want to focus on the solution. We focus on the solution, and we know that the infinite mind, which is not bound by time and space, already has the answer. Already has the answer. In the midst of our problem is the mind and the idea that will solve the problem. We must know this and act upon this premise. Act as if you already know what to do. And you will. So, power statements, the mantras, use them in your treatment, feel free. So, I walk in the light of truth. There is no darkness on my pathway, for my God is with me and my God indwells me. That's what I'm talking about, that place where you meet that unfiltered God. You were born with that already installed. Nobody can take that away from you. Absolutely nobody can get between you and God, because God is within. I am the light of my own world, and I let my light shine. I radiate divine love to all I meet this day. I mean, isn't that what we're trying to do anyway? I mean, that's one of the kind of the cornerstones of Science of Mind, is to love absolutely everybody. I speak the loving word to all I meet this day. I know that from the center within myself, there flows out through me the light of healing. The light of healing flows out through us. It's not coming from us. It's coming through us. And it is coming from an inexhaustible source. So you don't have to give everything you are to heal somebody else. You are a channel, not the source. All my affairs are now illumined with infinite intelligence, which means anything that I need to know, I have access to. It may require me to go quiet and go within, but I've got it. I'm sorry, my throat's really dry and I forgot my water. Oh. As I go get for water, my beloved husband brought me water too. I am wise with the wisdom of spirit. The light of God fills my consciousness, and I know everything I need to know instantly. My pathway is radiant with good, and I am divinely guided in all my ways. My world is alive with God, and my body is filled with the light of life. All right. So did you hear a mission today? I don't know. I don't know. Oof. Well, I mean, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to look for the good. To look for the good no matter the situation. To look for the good when it doesn't seem like there's any here. That's when it's extra important. But no matter what situation you walked into, always look for the good. Always look for the good. So if everything is good, then looking for the good is easy. And we can get practice. So that when we get to that point where maybe we're not so happy with what's going on, we're in the habit of looking for the good. So we're creating that habit. Because the next thing I'm going to ask you is what I always ask you to do: something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. And I ask you to do it every day because I want it to become your default setting. Well, that's the same thing with this mission of looking for the good. Let it be your default setting. When you walk into any situation, no matter what, look for the good and praise it. Find it and praise it. And make that your base. Don't start with what's wrong. Start with what's good. Start with what's right. Start with the love. Start with the love. All right, and so now let's go back to the loving, kind, compassionate thing. Whatever it is. It can be a small thing. It can be a big thing. It doesn't matter. It's about practicing to make a permanent habit. To make the loving kindness and compassion for yourself your default habit. To make it your go-to response. To create a bank of that love, that kindness, that compassion for yourself. So that when you walk into messy situations and you are looking for the good, you have this bank to draw from. It also is important that you have your own love, your own kindness, and your own compassion because you're a beloved child of God. Always, always a beloved child of God. That is who you are. That is who you always are. And there's nothing that can change that. It's a state of grace. All right. All the usual stuff is not going to make any sense because it's kind of late at night. You know, the engage your mind and your body. the get that face full of sun first thing in the morning, which I did. And I will tomorrow again. And then get the drink plenty of water. Well, drink plenty of water. So that your throat doesn't dry out like mine and you start coughing. Whatever else it is that you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us. And that is what it is about looking for the good. Looking for the good and praise it. Because the more you look, the more you see, the more you see, the more there is. It's just the way it works. All right, beloveds. I'm going to wish you a good night. Get a good night's sleep. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. Since my brother is in town, I will not be on tomorrow at 9 a.m. I warned you this on Friday. But I should be back to regularly scheduled hours on Monday. They may be a little late because I have the week off. And I'm going to do some resting and some playing, but I will still get this done every day. And I'll do this again when I get home tomorrow night. So they'll be there. And then you can always check them out on the social media. I archive them on the Running Rev. The Running Rev Ryan on YouTube. All right, beloveds. Have a good night. Know that you're loved. And I will see you next time.